Well, hello, welcome back to the Workbook for Students. And as I've said before, the infamous Workbook for Students. Oh, love it, love it. So I hope that wherever you find yourself in the study of A Course in Miracles, whether this is the 25th time you've been through the workbook, or whether it is your very first, or whether you're just poking in here on YouTube and looking at this crazy dude talking about miracles and stuff. And whatever that is, and wherever you find yourself, I hope that you're enjoying these videos. I hope you're enjoying this presentation because it brings me tremendous joy to share my experiences with all of you. So thank you for tuning in. And of course, for all your subscriptions to this channel and things like that. Oh yeah, I had to throw that in there. All right. So where we are today is we're in a really powerful lesson 189 to be specific. I feel the love of God within me now. Yeah, I feel the love of God within me now. I mean, we could actually period, point blank, mic drop this one right now if we really wanted to. But there's a lot more that we can say. We can feel the love of God within us right now, in the present moment, in the now moment, the only moment that exists, if we choose to. Quite simply, the Course presents us with a choice. This is what every moment presents us with, and the Course simply reinforces and reiterates this again and again until we begin to allow it to take hold in our mind that we can choose love, we can choose God, we can choose to experience heaven right now. No waiting. No waiting. It's a choice. It's a choice. We make the world as we see it. If we've made pain, we can choose to unmake that. There's a popular saying, hey, I can't unsee that, but you could. You could choose to see something different. And always, as always, there is a persistent reminder here in this material that the past is gone. It is. It's gone and won't come back. But we don't need to continue to bring it back in our awareness and clobber ourselves and beat ourselves up for things that we may have said or done or omitted. Things we didn't do. Yeah. The choice is given to each of us as to what we would see. Now, here in the commentary in lesson 189, the Course says, let's not forget a law of seeing, and 100% foolproof and operational principle here. A law of seeing that we, each and every one of us, look upon what we feel within. There are many spiritual practices, many spiritual modalities. You may be familiar with several of them that preach the preeminence of our emotional state. Yeah, what we feel within, we see without. There are many different ways of saying this. What we feel within, we see. We experience it. We experience it in what appears to be the outside world. Example, if you feel hatred, blind hatred and rage, then you will see blind hatred and rage. People will react to your blind hatred and rage by either attempting to get the hell away from you as quickly as possible, or by returning that blind hatred and rage. Entirely possible. Yeah. If you run down the street telling people to go straight to hell and shooting them the middle finger, maybe throwing rocks at them, you can expect to meet with some hatred in return, in whatever form that may take, right? What you feel inside yourself, you see, you experience. By contrast, if you feel love inside yourself, if you feel patience and kindness and forgiveness, you will see and experience that. Other people will return this to you. This is how we know, incidentally, that we have all of the gifts of God already. And to continue with today's idea, we can feel the love of God if we choose to. And the way that we practice this is to let go of all of our preconceived notions about what this looks like. Now, people talk about letting go. There is a very common phrase in common parlance: let go and let God. It means get out of our own way. It can also mean that we really let everything go. As always, I highly encourage you, as a serious student of this course, to read very thoroughly the accompanying commentary on each day's lesson. It's usually, as you know, a page or two of commentary and explanation of the day's idea, with some very helpful suggestions for practice, for how you practice this and integrate these ideas into your life so that you may apply them. And how we do this is we let go of all of our concepts. And in the commentary today for lesson 189, we simply sit still. And the course recommends that we do just this. We sit quietly and let everything go. All of our ideas about ourselves, about this course even, and I love that Jesus says this, let this course go. Yeah. We let everything go in the present moment. This is how we practice this idea. We're allowing what is simply to be. That's it. We're allowing what is simply to be. It sounds extraordinarily simplistic, doesn't it? But that is spirituality. This is salvation. It's extraordinarily simple. It's disarmingly simple, isn't it? It's very, very disarmingly simple. We simply let all of our concepts go in the present moment. This is removing the barriers to the awareness of love. We're allowing what is to simply be, rather than interposing all of our ideas and our concepts. We're in our own way in this way. We think we know how God should appear to us. This is not the way you do it, right? We get in our own way by thinking that things have to be a certain way. We believe things have to be a certain way. And our popular culture doesn't do us any favors, unfortunately, does it? There are so many people out there that advertise or brag about. And maybe they've had the experiences, maybe they haven't. I don't really know. You decide for yourself, right? There are people that talk about certain ways that you will experience all of this, that you'll have a so-called spiritual experience. What's that? I mean, really? Yeah? What is a spiritual experience? All of life is spiritual. You are spirit. It's who you are. So things don't have to look a certain way. And what happens is that we think we're supposed to feel something. We're supposed to have a certain experience, and it's supposed to be mind-numbingly blissful. And if it turns up differently, we get mad. Yeah? There's a sense of disappointment because we've held on to a concept and really tried to manipulate and control the way things are going to be. And the Course advises us not to do that. And we do. Clearly, each and every one of us, right, need this advice. And we need to hear it more than once, which is why the workbook is cumulative and one lesson builds upon the other. Oh, yeah, because we need to hear it again and again and again and again and again and again and again until we get it. Yeah. So may today be the day that this clicks for you, that you get it. Yeah. We just let what is be. This is how we practice. This is, incidentally, awakening itself. It is dropping our defenses, dropping all of the walls, the barriers, the veils, the layers of cloud. You could call it our psychodrama. Yes, our projections, just setting that aside and allowing God to simply be. In other words, it's experiencing the truth of who we are. We allow love to simply be, and we drop all the crap and simply sit quietly and allow this to happen. To the ego, it's death itself. You'll experience extraordinary resistance to this. And I know you're experiencing it because it's natural for us to experience this as we set the ego aside. Perfectly normal. So, as always, if you're finding these lessons to be challenging, good. Now, I do want to emphasize that A Course in Miracles is something that we do. Each of us appears to be doing it on our own. However, we see that we're all one, and it is a community and a group effort. So I periodically want to pop in on these videos and invite you to please get a hold of me if you have questions. I am here as a guide, and the Course has been the foundational basis of my own spiritual practice for nearly a decade now. And if you have specific questions, I'm here to help with those. This is what we are as spiritual teachers. Anyone, you may be a spiritual teacher yourself. We're here as guides, and the door, the virtual door, as it were, is always open for questions. So please feel welcome to email me those. It's Tomas, T-O-M-A-S, at tomasgarza.com, or feel welcome to reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, which I check several times a day. Don't we all? Yeah. They're great ways to get hold of me. So at any point in this journey, if you have certain things that you'd like to discuss, or if you want clarification of something that just seems to be sticking in there and it's not making sense, it can be very helpful as learners for us to ask questions of teachers, of guides, of other people. And of course, A Course in Miracles is no exception to that. It lends itself to that sort of dialogue. So, open invite to all of you. And I hope that you're having fun. And this really, truly is a beautiful practice. All of spirituality is a beautiful practice. And when someone truly commits to setting aside ego and the ego clinging that so predominates our lives, it's a beautiful, powerful thing. And I thank you for doing just that. It's the most profound offering we can give to humanity, to the world, is our own practice, our own awakening. It's huge. It's huge. And you absolutely, no matter how hard you may try, cannot underestimate the impact of what you're doing right now. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that and invite you to get a hold of me if you have questions. And as always, I will be back with lesson 190 here as we continue through the workbook for students. And I hope that you're having a very beautiful day. I will talk to you again soon.